What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I'm showing a solo flawless clear of the Grasp of Avarice dungeon. We have the very common getaway artists with Bleak Watcher build, and then we're using Dragon's Breath and Ikelos Sniper for our DPS with Solar Fulmination and Sniper's Meditation and Incendiary Rifle rounds and all that. So the opening is very straightforward. I'll show the jumping puzzles and all that, but this part is literally just collecting all these Burden of Riches, and then we deposit them here at this crystal. And yeah, so this part is pretty boring, pretty straightforward, but I will show how good the Bleak Watcher is in this cave. So we deposit a bunch. Unfortunately, I didn't deposit quite enough to get the second spawn. So we go back, deposit a few more, and then when we exit, there more foes come seeking riches. So yeah, you can see we're getting Devour off of that, and then we get a whole bunch of grenade energy, and yeah, it's just really, really strong. Collect all our stuff, keep depositing it. So yeah, this build works really good in this dungeon. The only problem is, like in the other dungeons I was doing, it's pretty easy to get armor charge, and I'm doing that because I don't want to do any loadout swaps in these videos, because people complained on my series last season that they don't want to do loadout swaps and stuff. So this has none of that, so that's why I've got triple Solar Surge on my boots. But the problem is when you're trying to get orbs, the Arc Souls and the Bleak Watcher can take out the enemies sometimes, so it makes it difficult to get orbs sometimes. But I've got the Call sidearm on, and it does have like area of effect damage, and then I've got Strand Siphon on my helmet, so it's pretty easy to get double kills with the Call. But like I said, you just have to fight against your turret and keep it from taking your kills, or you just don't have the turret up. Which you'll see I strategically purposely don't pop my my getaway artists at certain points just for that reason. So the jumping section is made really easy with an Eager Edge sword, so I highly recommend it. So yeah, you go in here, go past that little switch on the ground. I like eagering past it because it just makes it easy, but you can just jump past it if you're careful. Here, I like Strafe Lift on my Warlock for this reason. It allows us to go there easily. It allows us to maneuver in the air easily. And then, yeah, we just Eager Edge over here, jump up here. Then there is a switch up here on the left. So make sure you jump on the right side of this grating. And then we're just going to Eager here. And then this part saves you a lot of time. If you learn how to do this, you can do this on all three classes. It might take a little bit of finesse, but it's doable. So just easily Eager Edge over to here, get this switch, and then we're going to take out the Shrieker, and then we're just going to Eager to the switch, and then Eager across the gap with Amplified. So yeah, Amplified is really nice, and that's another thing I really like about this build, is it's very easy to get Amplified. We have Radiant Orbs, we have Galvanic Armor, so we're getting damage resist when we're amplified. We get that speed boost, which is really nice for the jumping puzzle, like right here. So watch. Easy to get lots of height. And then we just Eager over. Easily clear the gap. So this part, pretty straightforward. You just have to know like where the switches are and stuff. And then yeah, this wizard kind of hides on me. So yeah, just take the ads out as you go. You don't have to, but it's a little safer. And especially if you're going to Eager Edge, sometimes it can lock onto a wizard. So yeah, just have to be careful of that. So we activate that switch, we run over here. So full disclosure, I did not actually solo flawless this, but it will look like a solo flawless. And that's because I really wanted a 2-phase on the Ogre to show off this build. And I didn't get the 2-phase, but I knew it was possible. So I just decided to wipe and redo it. So I hope you don't mind. I've solo flawless this lots before, and I'm just trying to get these videos scheduled because I am going on a holiday and I don't have a whole bunch of time to get like perfect runs out there. So I figured I would just splice it together. But yeah, this is more for teaching like I said, I have solo flawless this on every character many times in the past. I was just wanting to do updated guides because of Prismatic. So I wanted to see how these are playing with Prismatic, and obviously it's very, very strong, especially Prismatic Warlock, because if you run Facet of Dominance, then your Transcendent Grenade can actually debuff the boss, and then Song of Flame is very, very good for total damage, especially with Dragon's Breath, and then with the artifact mods we got in Act 2. So yeah, you'll see here, I actually just spliced this part together. I know it was pretty seamless, but that's what I did. So anyways, like I said, it wasn't a solo flawless, but this is more to teach you what to do. Because there is some little tips here that will help. So there, I accidentally got Burden of Riches. You don't want to do that because then the timer's going. But we quickly shoot that thing, and then we're going to open the door, and we get our kill quick enough anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But ideally, you don't want Burden of Riches until you're in this first room. So there, we pick up our thing, we get Devour going from our Arc Soul. So yeah, the Bleak Watcher and the Arc Soul can give you Devour, so that's very nice. And yeah, there's really not much to this part, but then leading into damage, you want to make sure you kill all the Thrall kind of right before you start damage so that more don't spawn while you're doing damage. That being said, Warlock is the safest for dealing damage because we use Song of Flame. So, but if you're on Titan and Hunter, it's really good to get used to that. So I also have Heavy-Handed on my gloves. So I threw out an Arcane Needle to make an orb, and then I got that double kill. And anyways, now I have all my armor charge. So we'll have triple Solar Surge. We've got Facet of Dawn on. So our Arcane Needle will give us Radiant. And yeah, so we're going to have Radiant. We're going to pop Transcendence. So we have that debuff grenade for a little bit. But then we do pop Song of Flame, so we lose the debuff. But it's worth it to have Song of Flame because the Solar Snap melee, the Incinerator Snap, allows you to stack up Scorch and Ignitions really quickly, which allows you to shoot more Dragon's Breath shots. So here, we let the Thrall stack up. And then I just want those Acolytes dead too. Normally, I kill them all, but I guess I forgot to on this one. So we're going to drop a Bleak Watcher. That's going to add a little bit of supplemental damage. We throw out our thing. So now we're getting a debuff. And then we pop Song of Flame right after we shoot our Dragon's Breath. And then we go into our rotation. And it just takes a bit of getting used to, but you can also hear the auto-loading holster like sound effect on Dragon's Breath. So that's how you know when it's loaded, so that you don't switch too soon. So ideally, that was like really tight timing, but that's just because I'm kind of used to it. But ideally, you want to be shooting it just... you want to shoot it first before you do your Incinerator Snap. So shoot and then snap. And if you can get that timing down, as you can see, you can deal a shit ton of damage. So that was a pretty good damage phase. Like I said, I missed the 2 phase on my first attempt when I was going for the Flawless. And I just said, you know what? I'd rather just show a 2 phase than like get a legit solo Flawless, because again, these are more for teaching. It's not like I'm doing some speedrun challenge and I'm splicing together clips. This is literally just to try to teach you how to do it to get that cool emblem. So then when you're done, it's literally just rinse and repeat. So we let those guys stack up. And then we go in, and we've got Devour going. We got 2 armor charge already, but the armor charge does deplete rather quickly. So it might be good to run 2 time dilations. Again, just because we're not making orbs like super easily with this build. And then, so say you were like 1 second on your armor charge. Say I had 1 armor charge and there was like 4 seconds left like it is now. That's going to give you 1 more armor charge, so it's going to take you to 2. Plus, it's going to go to the full time on that 2. So you're getting more than 15 seconds. So say if it was with like 3 seconds left, you're actually getting 27 seconds in that case. So if you can just, like as your timer is going down, if you can just pick one up right before, you lose it, then like I said, you're actually going to get even bigger gains. So yeah, try to time your orb pickups as well as you can. So there, I pick up the orb, get my last Burden of Riches, and there we make an orb with our sidearm. Pick it up, and this was throwing me off. The boss, for some reason, takes up like 2 things on your radar. So I was thinking there was another enemy there, but it doesn't matter. So we place our rift down, and then look, I talked about the AoE. So now all the thralls won't be here for damage. We've got, so I just back up just to let myself get set up. And as your burdens go lower, you only deposit like 2 at a time. So the more you have, the quicker they deposit. So there's this huge delay on this guy, which is so fucking annoying, and they've never fixed this. So I had to delay my Song of Flame pop, which sucked, and it kind of threw off the start of this rotation just because of that giant delay. And it allowed him to push up on me, and you do have to be careful because Dragon's Breath can blow you up. But anyways, we still do get the 2-phase, but I hate that delay. It threw everything off because you try to like, I popped the Bleak Watcher, I popped Transcendence. Doing that, then that saves you time before damage starts, so that you're like good to go doing like full damage right when the damage phase starts. So that's why you pre-pop all that stuff. So ideally, you want to put your Bleak Watcher down, then you pop Transcendence when you're at about like 2 Burden of Riches. And then once that's in, then the Transcendence animation is done. You're going to throw the Transcendent Grenade for that weaken. You toss out 1 Arcane Needle melee to get Unravel. And then your Bleak Watcher, your Arc Soul, and Unravel is all doing supplemental damage. And then you shoot a Dragon's Breath shot and quickly pop your Song of Flame. So that's when it's ideal. That time, it wasn't ideal because the damage phase didn't start when it was supposed to. So I was barely getting any weaken. So I waited so that I could throw 1 more weaken grenade before I popped Song of Flame. So then I threw that, I threw the Arcane Needle, and then I popped Song of Flame, and we did our damage rotation. And because I did over 50% damage on that first phase, we still were able to get the 2-phase, but it is pretty tight to get a 2-phase. And then for this part, if you have Always On Time, I still actually recommend it. These skimmers or whatever are kind of squishy. You saw one of mine get blown up there, and then like I swap it out because it takes damage. But yeah, basically just follow the path on screen. Just practice this, your pathing, whatever path works for you. Practice it a few times before you ever attempt to solo flawless. Yeah, so there, it almost would have been worth it to grind. Because look, I get caught up on here, and then the momentum kind of pushes me back. And then here, I tried to hit him with a melee to proc Devour, and then my other melee missed, so I almost died to those stupid drags. And I only got down there at 1 second, but that's because I was trying to be fancy and like hit it with the melee so that I had Devour so that they wouldn't kill me. But yeah, basically just fall down there. They're probably not going to kill you anyways. But yeah, that could have been very close. And now we have possibly the worst encounter in any dungeon. This one is just completely boring. It's no challenge anymore thanks to how strong we are. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this encounter at all. So I'm gonna speed it up a bunch. Basically, the cannon can go a few different ways. So we just keep doing that to get up here. And then we just pop our Bleak Watcher. I put on another special sidearm instead of a sniper rifle. So you can see we're just using our Bleak Watcher, we're using our Arc Soul turret, and the sidearms to just take all the enemies out as quickly as possible. Once you have 20, you're good to deposit. And I didn't mention that, but the last boss is 25. So you never want to collect more than 26, because then it's just going to keep depositing. It's not a big deal for the strat we were using because we stay at the crystal. But if you were doing a strat that involved moving away from the Ogre boss, then that's going to screw you up because you can't run away like as soon as it's possible. And then here, I was just avoiding those engrams because if you pick them up, you can still deposit them at this crystal. But sometimes if you pick it up, you will forget that you did, and then you have Burden of Riches, and then you're going to die. So anyways, we move the cannon, we rotate it, and then we shoot ourselves up to here, and we're just looking for the next guy. So there, I pre-shoot the thing, and you can just hold trigger long enough to rotate the cannon 3 times to shoot you up here again. So it's just a little optimization to save some time. And then speaking of optimizations, you can just eager skate over. So again, eager is like super good in this dungeon. Comes in very, very handy. Just helps make it quicker, which is good because like I said, this encounter is just crazy boring. I hate the opening to Ghosts of the Deep, and it is 4 runes that you have to activate or whatever. And then I hate this one, and it's 4 servitor balls that you have to shoot. And again, there's really nothing challenging about this anymore. Maybe back in the day it was a little sketch, but now, like with power creep and how strong we are, and just like access to health back all the time with like Devour and stuff. Yeah, I was having a huge problem like pushing these balls. Normally you want to go out the front because it's just going to roll into place. And there you can even see we take out the Scorch guy, the Scorch Cannon guy, in like 4 sidearm shots. Like it's crazy. So anyways, now we have a long way to go. We have to traverse back this way. So I'm just going to shoot myself back down. Take these guys out. Again, sorry that I'm speeding this up, but there's really not much to see. The build carries. Again, we've got Arc Souls going, we've got Bleak Watchers going, we've got double rocket sidearms, so everything is like dying in one shot. I remember back in the day, I think I used a heritage on these abundance monitors, aka the servitors. And yeah, you can't really eager the ball anymore because I tried doing that, and then it's getting caught on invisible physics here. So then I overcompensate and it gets moved, and then I'm trying to get it up there, and I kill those guys and it falls back. And like I said, I just hate every single fucking thing about this encounter. Seriously, fuck this encounter. Like, it's so stupid. So anyways, we finally get it. So this is what I was talking about. When you push it out the front, it's just going to fall down right where we need it to go. And then my stupid ass forgot that I use this cannon to go up. No, I didn't. I actually rotate the cannon in the right direction. But on the next one, I forget, and I wind up having to do a 5th rotation of this, which is super annoying. So anyways, the last ones are always at the bottom. It'll be either this side or that side, but the last ones always end at the bottom. I've never seen it not, so I'm thinking that's an actual mechanic. So anyways, we kill all these enemies, da-da-da-da-da. Like, super easy. Like I said, we have Devour going. We can be throwing grenades constantly if we wanted, because Devour just gives tons of grenade energy, and yeah. We're gonna kill this guy, but like I said, I shot this cannon very early on when we came up, and then I totally forget to reposition the cannon. So watch this. I go over, shoot the thing, goodbye. Oops. So then it's on the other bottom side, because like I said, it's always the bottom when you finish. So I don't know what happens if you miss numerous of these, if you just fail the encounter. I've never tested it because I care about my time at least a little bit. And yeah, so I don't know if it just keeps infinitely spawning them, or if you can actually fail this encounter because you missed too many servitors. I truly don't know. But anyways, we just keep taking out the ads, get all these burden, hit 21, deposit them, kill this guy. Of course he blinks way over here, but whatever. And then I double check. Yes, it's lined up. I did not shoot this cannon yet. I gotta do some engram management, but I'm kind of saving them for next season because I'm not going to be playing a whole bunch in Act 3. Depending when you're watching this, it probably will be Act 3. But yeah, anyways, I pre-recorded these because I'm going on a holiday to Switzerland to see my sister who lives there. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I did want to do updated dungeon guides with Prismatic and just show off some really good builds to get these emblems. And just, yeah, to have a little bit of content on the channel while I'm gone. So here we swap to Dragon's Breath and Ikelos Sniper. And then little inventory management here, blah, blah, blah. And we're good to go. So here is where Song of Flame is so nice. These guys are normally quite tanky, these yellow bars. So we drop our thing. We throw one of our melees, which I think missed. And unfortunately, normally, I don't think they come out quite that fast. Because normally you can kind of spawn trap them in the stairwell. But I didn't do that. And then I can't hit my shot to save my life. And then I don't like picking up that guy's things that he drops, the burdens, the engrams, because you're so close to the crystal there that it will deposit them, and then you lose track of how many burdens you have. So that's also some advice. Try to never pick his up, and then all you really need is 3 rotations of this if you're doing it well, because you can pick up 20 per rotation. So, and look at this, boom. We got our super and all that stuff back when you pick up when you get 10 Burden of Riches. So that's another thing. So now we can just keep spamming our stasis turret. It's doing all the work for us. We're able to just line up our shock cannon and all that. And then we shoot it again. So here we get our 10 on this side. And then we're going for the 10 on this side. And I think I missed the far ones. But that's fine. It just means I'm going to have to shoot one more. No, maybe I did get him. So anyways, now we're at 40. But here's what I was talking about earlier. You don't want to be competing with your stasis turret to get kills. So now I'm not popping any stasis turret. And I'm going to start stacking up my orbs of power for damage phase. So again, I've got heavy-handed so I can make a quick, easy one. There is a 10-second cooldown on it. But I can get one melee kill anyways to proc that. So this part's a little sketchy because I want to get my 60 burdens. So there, I get that kill, I get my double kill, and now we've made 2 orbs. And then I'm going to kill the rest of these guys. So you're on a bit of a timer here, but yeah, we got 15 seconds left. We got our 60 burdens. So now we're going to go to mid. We've only got 10 seconds here. So, because it'd be nice to run out and grab these orbs that I'm making. And the reason I'm always taking the Scorch Cannon with me is because if you don't pick it up for a super long time, then it will spawn in that little Vandal that drops it. And yeah, you don't want him up during damage either because he can like mess you up. So anyways, I had made an orb over there and I just want to rewind here. So again, I was talking about, so look, we've got 12 seconds on the timer on 2 charges. So this is essentially giving us 18 seconds here because when I pick it up, oh, sorry. I had put on another time dilation. So, it's giving us 24 seconds because we're going up to 18 on a whole new armor charge. So we're like getting 6 from the last plus 18. So anyways, now I want to walk you through this part too. So now when I come up, I only have 5 burden to give. So I'm going to drop the Scourge Cannon. I'm going to put down my Bleak Watcher. And then I'm going to get in position. So I pop Prismatic. I jump to position. I throw the grenade. And then we throw our melee for the Unravel. And then we go right into damage. So that was textbook. That's exactly how you want to play it. Drop the Bleak Watcher at 5. Pop Prismatic at like 1. And then get all your snaps off. Get your 4th times proc. Pretty much every time you get a 4th times proc, as long as you're hitting your shots, that's when you're good to swap to Dragon's Breath. And then there, it had just ran out, and I didn't really notice. So I did have a little bit of a DPS loss at the end, because I was expecting my snap to be there, and it wasn't. And yeah, it was kind of scuffed at the end, but we still did 50% damage. So pretty good. So that means a 2-phase is technically possible with this setup, but I do not get a 2-phase here, which is fine. So there's that Vandal that brings the thing. So this was kind of dumb of me. I'm sitting back and doing this. What I should have done, like here I popped Prismatic, and this is kind of what cost me because I forgot to get Prismatic back before my next damage phase. But what I should have done is ran and grabbed the Scorch Cannon, got 10 Burden of Riches. That would give me my super back, and then I just go to the middle and I take those guys out with my Song of Flame super easily. I'm going to save a ton of ammo, and yeah, but I didn't do that. I kind of just wasn't thinking. I don't know why. I have solo flawless as dungeon lots, but I just wasn't thinking about that mechanic. So I didn't do that, and then we're just kind of scrambling around, and finally we just go up. But like I said, I'm expending a ton of ammo here, and now look at my left transcendence meter. It is not full. So my stupid ass goes into damage without transcendence being full, which is probably why I didn't get the 2-phase, because by the time I realize it, it's too late. I could have farmed enemies and just got some kills with like my arc souls, or used a little bit of my solar ammo. So there I was sort of close to death, but again, I wasn't too concerned, just kind of ran to cover, popped my Bleak Watcher down, and yeah, we just keep the train rolling, because like I said, I just like grabbing 60 at once and depositing everything. So we get our stuff. Just got those before they went away. And we got these guys coming up, so I'm going to start farming some armor charge. But again, I don't have Transcendence, which that was just completely my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Always be thinking of like your next move in a solo flawless dungeon. I clearly wasn't there. And then we had a bad spawn of those things. So I just said, screw it. I'll just shoot one more thing. Just because I didn't want it like being tight running over there and whatever. So anyways, we spawned our last thing. We made an orb with heavy-handed on that guy. A guaranteed orb because it was a melee kill. We got our 60. We picked that up. And I'm just going to go back again. So, yeah, that timer, it's getting down, it's getting down. And then we're going to go up to 3 armor charges. So, yeah, very good. Kill the enemies on the side while you're waiting. Oh, and I was talking about this earlier as well. So we've got 60 burden. Look, it deposits 10 riches right off the bat. Then it goes by 5. 50, 45, 40, 35. So like I was saying, it deposits different amounts based on how many you have. So again, I made another orb. Now I'm just going to clean up all these ads. And sadly, this is about the time I realized that I didn't have my Transcendence. But at this point, there was very little I could do because this timer's going and I have to deposit these. So I do the turret. And we're just gonna pop into Song of Flame. Actually, no, I don't. I let Dragon's Breath get me my Transcendence. So yeah, either way, it was scuffed. Now I'm popping Song of Flame, and yeah, by this point, my rotation's also off, just slightly, because it takes a second for that ignition to like proc your composite propellant. So, very unfortunate, but you saw a good damage rotation the one before, so you know what to do, and now you know what not to do. Make sure that you always have your Transcendence, you have your armor charge, all that stuff. So again, that's why I make these videos, because it's a real playthrough. Like I said, things don't always go to plan. And then again, I'm just completely forgetting that I could just pick that Scorch Cannon up, grab 10 burdens, and kill these guys in the middle with one Song of Flame. But instead, look at how much ammo I'm using. I waste basically all my ammo taking this guy out. And you can use a Scorch Cannon on these guys as well. And that might have been why I just opened my menu there. I was listening to a YouTube video while I was doing this. So yeah, again, I'm not always like fully engrossed in it because I am just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just going on autopilot is what I was trying to say. Because like I said, I have done these a number of times, but yeah, I just completely forgot about the mechanic where, hey, I could just get my Song of Flame by getting 10 burdens. Here, I'm finding another video to watch. And then I saw I was super low on my sidearm ammo and all the special ammo. So when you're running double special, when you pick up a brick, it kind of splits the ammo between the two. Well, I don't want that because we're going into the last phase. I want all the green ammo that I pick up while I'm doing this part to go into my sniper rifle, obviously. And I don't even need to be like super optimized with the armor charge because, again, the boss has very, very little health. We've got Transcendence and Super this time, so I wasn't really worried at all. So we're just going to get the last of our burden. Again, sometimes you miss some, that's okay. You're just going to have to shoot one more little thing. And I just like to rotate between the middle and right. That's just the way I usually do it. Here, I'm going left so that I can get a bit of armor charge. So I get 1 stack of armor charge. I get my 60 burdens. I pick that up so the guy doesn't spawn. And then we're going to just clean up some more enemies. This is a good example. So look, I'm at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just get it. And then I get the other orb. So I would have only had 2 armor charge if I had waited 1 more second to pick up that orb. But I grabbed it just while I still had 1 armor charge. So then it gave me 2. And then I picked up that second orb that was there. And that gave me my 3rd. So yeah, just little optimizations like that go a long way. So here, again, I'm going to go through the same thing. Popping Transcendence just as he's about to TP. There it is. Shoot my Dragon's Breath shot, then pop Song of Flame. Get my sniper rotation off, and easy peasy. Easy 3-phase, tight 2-phase, but doable. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and take care.